Sword facts.
Hello, and welcome to Sword Facts with Skye, where we look at some swords and have some facts. Now, our first ever round of Sword Facts was in our season finale podcast recording of season 1 of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. We got to those sword facts because Harvey and Roland have a duel in that episode. So we figured, might as well have another round of sword facts. 1, because I have the swords, and 2, I also have the facts. So, today we're going to talk about modern dueling, specifically fencing, and some of the history behind those blades there. So, the first blade we're going to talk about is the foil. Now, historically, the foil is just a foil. It doesn't have a historical predecessor. It was invented in 18th century France to train the nobility on how to duel. Obviously, they didn't want to have their nobility training with real swords, such as rapiers or greatswords, because then they might kill each other. So, the foil was invented instead. Now, the foil is a very light blade, coming in at a little less than 1 pound. Also, a fun feature of this foil is it can bend up to a 90-degree angle without breaking. And yes, this is an intentional bend there. One thing about the foil is it's not necessarily the blade shape you'd expect either. It is actually a rectangular blade. And as you look at the foil, you're going to see a very, very small groove in the blade there. This is called the fuller, and we're going to talk about the fuller in just one moment when we go to my favorite sword. That favorite sword being the épée. Now, I might be biased because I fence in the épée, but it is the superior fencing sword. Sorry, y'all.